So I'm so excited to be with you in activating your Femme Manifesting powers today. I'd love to know what your business is. What is your business? I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and then we're going to dive into manifesting more love, money, miracles, and we're going to talk about it through the Femme Manifesting. So my book was endorsed by the Napoleon Hill Foundation, by Dennis Waitley, who was in The Secret. Hi, Diana. Hi, Mia. Hi, Oana. So there are 55 of you. I want to hear, what business are you in? What is the sacred work that you are doing on this planet? I know that, we all come as spirits from some other place. We land in this body kind of like a video game to play a physical game. And so I really believe it doesn't matter, what it is that we're doing. We're spirits doing something in this physical reality. So our businesses, they're spiritual, right? So I, at 18, lived in a boarded up shack with no electricity because I couldn't pay for it. I'd been living on my own from the age of 15, and by 18, I was already divorced. I was married to someone who was going to be a pastor. I was supposed to say prayer at graduation, and I ran away in the middle of the night, okay? And Ignite Together Revolutionary Date Night and Experience for Couples. Awesome. I'm going to read. I want to hear what your businesses are, so please put them down. And I want you, as part of this manifestation activation, to use your voice to say, here I am, and here's what I do. Here's how I serve the planet right now. Okay? That's part of activating your voice, is declaring it in this vortex of women committed to elevating the planet through their business and through their work, right? Are you with me? So I want you to say it and start the activation there. Okay, so I was living in this boarded up shack with no electricity. All right, and I had already been divorced. I'd been molested from age 8 to 12. All right, moved 13 times before 9th grade. And, things weren't looking good. I was working in a jewelry store. Mia, I'm glad you're feeling it. Yes, we activate our work on the planet right now. This is the sacred vortex because we say that it is. Obviously, I'm very spiritually minded, right? So I was working in a jewelry store, and someone came into the jewelry store with a book. And Cincy Consultant, yay! Keep declare your truth. What are you doing? What are you calling as your sacred service? Who is it that you serve? Who are you? What are you here to do? What are you doing in your business right now to create economy, love, beauty, joy, abundance? All right, your work is needed, and we start activating that by using our voice inside of this vortex. Women helping women. That's what this is about, right? So say it, and say it proud. I'm inviting you to share what is your business, and I'm going to read the comments, and people are going to read them after. And I encourage you to read each other's comments after, right? It's that putting the energy around, yes, our business is important. My sister's business is important. My business is important. So this woman came into the jewelry store. She showed me this before and after photo of her weight loss journey. And instead of getting electricity back on in my home, what I did is I invested in an Herbalife kit. And I don't know about you. Have any of you ever bypassed what people would call normal and invested in your business, invested in yourself? It was like this calling. And I needed to then, okay? I had a Walkman, and I was listening to the Walkman to this cassette tape that came inside of the distributor kit. And it was Jim Rohn. Do any of you like Jim Rohn? And Jim Rohn was talking about, look, you're headed in this metaphorical sail, like you're in a sailboat. You're headed in a direction, and you are eventually going to arrive at a destination based on where you're headed. And if you want to know where you're headed, take a look at the choices you've already made and how you were raised and how you grew up and you'll see where you're going to arrive based on that. And so I thought, oh no, it's not looking good. Didn't even have sheetrock in the house. There were mice, there were rats. I wasn't paying my electricity. I was already divorced in this small town. And I was thinking, it's not looking good. And he goes, the good news is all you have to do is set your sail in a new direction and you will eventually arrive at this new place. And I thought, oh my gosh, thank goodness. How do I do that? And he goes, go get mentors. And I thought, oh no, who's going to mentor me? Oh, I've got the scarlet letter. I've already failed so many times. Daniela, you love Jim Rohn? Yay, me too. And then he goes, the library is full of them. The library is full of mentors and you can go visit them for free. I don't use Herbalife anymore, but I love the company. He said people take their life's work, their most important messages, and they put them in a book and you can go spend time with them. That's why books, right? That's why some of the sacred, they're living text, because once you take those words, that wisdom in, and you apply it and allow it to run through your cells, through your heart, through your being, you can shift things, right? What's your favorite book? Put it in the comments. Maybe we can learn from each other. That message changed everything for me, okay? About 7 months later, I had my first check for just under $8,000. It was the first one and only because I still had a lot of growing to do. You remember him saying that? But it changed everything for me. I was like, I can read a book and I can communicate better. I can read a book and learn to sell. I can read a book and help people get some relief in their bodies and have better health. Wow. Yeah, it's easier with Audible and with these lives. And I got addicted, you guys. And like many people, I went up. It was like, woo, how fast can I get this in? I became obsessed. I started listening to audios all day long. I read 100 books that year. I got married again, divorced again. Then I became a stripper. And while I learned some good moves there, I also, picked up some negative things and validated some negative beliefs about myself. And so it was another low moment. So here's a point. No matter where you are in your life, if you relate to this or you don't relate to it, the business journey and money manifestation journey is a lot like that. Like we go up, and then how many of you have had a drop where you made a big mistake, or you failed, or it didn't go as well as you thought, or you went through a divorce, or you went through something, right? Hi, Raven. And then it started going up again because I kept reading. That's the thing. I kept going. It may take you longer than other people is what Jim Rohn said, but keep going. And I believed him. So I kept reading. I was stripping. I was drugged. I was raped. It was awful. And I was sitting with a book called Think and Grow Rich. Have you read Think and Grow Rich? Any of you? So written in the 30s, and guess what? It was written in the middle of a depression. So right now when you're in COVID-19 and you're thinking like, why are we focused on money manifesting? Maybe you're not, because you're femme badasses, beautiful asses. But now is the time to focus our faith, to focus our energy, to receive more money, more love. Anyway, so I was reading Think and Grow Rich. And, Definiteness of Purpose was the first chapter. And so I wrote down, hey, can I do anything? If you could do anything, Diana, I love that you've listened to it. What would you do? And I thought, I would love to interview successful people just like Napoleon Hill, except for I would want to be paid for it. And so what happened is a mentor called. Nobody knew I had those goals. And he said, look, there's a job that I had in my early 20s. I think you would be great at it. And I'm going to teach you something here, but listen to my story, because by our faith and by our stories, which is why sharing your story on your business page, sharing your story with your tribe, it elevates our faith, right? The 4-minute mile didn't happen until one person did it, and then hundreds have done it since then. So as you listen to my story, and you may be wondering, well, where's my money activation? This is part of it. As you witness me, someone who was molested, raped, abused, made a shit ton of mistakes. I was going to try not to cuss then. Listen, it gets better. And I'm going to share with you some actual practical things too. Hi, Pat, in your business. So he calls me, I take this job. Well, first I have to apply. I have to pass all these psychology tests. It ends up that I get a job as a producer on the Discovery Channel. It was basically high-end sales, but my job was calling CEOs of 10 million plus companies and interviewing them. It was incredible. It was incredible. I couldn't even believe it. I wasn't even done with the book yet. So I manifested this job from stripper. I had to bury that I was a stripper. I never told him that. From stripper who had just been drugged and raped to producer on the Discovery Channel. I was trying to look really older because I was in my early 20s. I wore these, boxy suits and but you know what? I couldn't believe it. So again, I was like, wow, this stuff is working. All right. And that led to a whole bunch of other things. I got to work on the movie The Secret. I got several of those people, Dennis Waitley, to agree to be in there. Thank you, Daniela. I got, I worked with Lisa Nichols. I worked with John Asseroff. I got to work with all these amazing people. And it was still this up-leveling. Yeah, it is working. And it continues to work. And so, first lesson is, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if it feels like it's working. All the stuff that you're putting in, this business information, all the actions that you're taking, receiving that those actions are taking you somewhere. It's like putting the GPS into your mind, into your heart. Like if I start in Florida and I want to go to California and I drop that into my GPS, I know, obviously, yes, I'm not in California yet, right? There's somewhere you want to go in your business. There's somewhere you want to go in your life, your love, your health. Where is that somewhere? Drop it in the lines. I'd love to know. And remember that when you participate and you use your voice and you type, you're letting your reticular activating system know, the part of your brain that filters out what's important and what's not important. You're saying, this is important to me. I'm committed to this. I'm committed to my business elevation, to my manifestation, my money elevation, my sisterhood elevation. So definitely write this stuff down, okay? And type in the group. You're letting your brain know this is where I'm going. I'm committed to hanging out with female boss babes. I'm committed to hanging out in this higher level, right? It's not broken, Mia. It's not broken. I promise. Now, so it's like a GPS. So when you're programming your mind, it may still look really, really far away, but you keep programming your energy, your mind, your thoughts, especially now when the world is trying to tell you, be afraid, be scared. Yes, we're aware, we're cautious, we wear our mask, we social distance, but right now is the time that we need to drop in these high vibe feelings, this frequency of love, of joy, of peace, and of high vision. Okay, and we're going to get to that. I'm going to give you an activation here and now. We're going to do some Femme Manifesting activation, but the story is starting to bring you there and to see yourself in it and to see what's possible for you, right? And Colleen, you're going to learn. Yeah, there are lots of people to learn from and start seeing yourself as successful. Hi, Savitri. Colleen, you will. And take this in so you can believe in yourself. Right now, just say, I believe in myself, right? It's a daily commitment. It's a daily practice. So that led me to a whole bunch of other things, including, partnering with Dennis Waitley, who is in The Secret. It led me to, at one point, maybe some of you relate to this. Hi, Christina. Maybe you relate to this. I remember at one point I got to work with a designer who dressed Prince his entire career. I literally walked red carpets with tailor-made outfits. I dressed celebrities. It was incredible. It was totally incredible. Another pure manifestation. And part of my compensation was my house in LA and the $20,000 outfits. But you know what? I was only taking in like $2,000 a month, like actual money, $2,000, but I was living and working with celebrities dressed in these incredible clothes, right? The next thing that I manifested, I was on a plane. I wrote down, hey, I want to work with influential people, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I ended up manifesting this woman saying, come work with me. And she put me in a penthouse on a beach with a maid, a chef, a company car. I was still only bringing in $2,000 a month. So maybe that's where you are. You've gotten really good at manifesting these extraordinary experiences, right? Like beautiful places, travel, home, experiences, but you haven't yet allowed yourself to actually receive the money. I'm going to tell you what my first coach told me when I was like, man, I just can't get past the money. Like, I'm bringing these amazing experiences in, but how do I get the money in? Daniela, yay. And remember to keep typing, you guys. You're opening your heart. You're activating your own energy by engaging in the vortex, by taking physical activity and typing and using your voice. Thank you for all the hearts and love. And I remember thinking, like, how am I going to do that? She said, you know what, Adora? I went to college in Washington, and there were politicians or people that graduated at a doctorate level taking jobs where they worked with high-level politicians, but they were paid $20,000 a year. She goes, that's okay. Lots of people do it. She goes, doctors do that to pay the dues. She goes, that's what you've done energetically. You traded your time. You traded taking the cash in to have access to these celebrities, to these incredible people. You paid your dues, and now you're ready to bring the cash in. And I was like, oh, wow. So look, if you're there, that you've manifested amazing things, but you haven't yet brought the cash in, I want you to go, good job. Doctors do it. People of great wealth did it at some point. I allow myself to receive that. I'm right on track, right here, right now. Now listen, take a moment and put your hand on your heart and say, I'm right on track, right here, right now. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Right? Take that in. Take that in for a moment. Allow yourself to be right on track, exactly where you're supposed to be. Yes? And thanks for all the hearts. So then what happened is I declared, all right, I'm ready to bring in the cash. I am ready to allow myself that next level of cash flow. Okay? And it happened. It happened for me. That year I had my first 6-figure year and beyond. I got a coach, did the things, and in another training, I'll do some of the practical things. But right now we're talking about the energetic body. Okay? Hi, Veronica. And here's why. I want to give you another story. Maybe you relate to this. And then we're going to move into Femme Manifesting. And what is that? Yeah, because I need to be mindful of time. So I remember at Pat Summerall, one day I hit this amazing, it was like I had closed the most deals on the Discovery Channel. Right here, right now, Daniela. Yes, right on track, right on track. And, they gave me this $1,000 gift certificate to Target, and I went and spent the whole freaking thing in one day. And then as I was carrying the things up the stairs of my apartment in my early 20s, I remember getting this really guilty feeling. And I didn't know it at the time, but it's because I grew up on welfare. I had 6 younger brothers and sisters. We were always having not enough. And there was something in me that went, you don't deserve this. You don't get to have this. You should feel really, really bad about this. And it was that subconscious BS that was like, even though I earned it. So, those things, that's why we condition our heart. That's why we condition our mind, because I had to learn new ways of receiving and believing. So now to get to Femme Manifesting. Ladies, are you with me? Because this is the juicy, yummy, yummy stuff. Not that wasn't yummy. Are you with me? I need to see some hearts and love. I'm going to give you some super magic. Okay, so first of all, most of the manifesting tips that we've been taught were taught to us by amazing men and from the masculine standpoint. And we all have masculine and feminine energy inside of our body. So we are all masculine and feminine, yes. But whenever we're doing things as women only from the masculine vantage point, one, you wear yourself out, you're exhausted, it's go, 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 G.I. Jane, drive, 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 you're pissed off, irritable, and even your downtime is a task to do on the checklist. Meditate because it'll make me more beautiful, wonderful, and successful. Check. Hug my baby. Check. It's exhausting, and it's only one side. It's a necessary side. It's a side that I love so much about myself, and I hope you love it about you too. But the feminine side, listen to this. As women, you are the original manifestors. You are the original portals that spirit can come from nowhere. Think about this. A spirit comes from nowhere and lives in the body of a woman. And then through the body of a woman, physical reality happens. All right? Physical reality. So from spirit world through the portal of a woman's body, then into reality, the physical is made manifest. All right, that's huge. Just like the imagination of your business, the imagination of a life where your children are cared for, the imagination of where a world of abundance exists for all, where we are loved, where we are held, where we travel, where we adventure, where we express, where we have time for our art, for our callings, for our blessings, for beautiful clothing. That imagination is like the spirit world. It's creativity. It comes from the same space. And then we learn through ourselves to birth those things into physical reality. And guess what? In the codes of a woman's body, in the codes of your DNA are the ability and the know-how of how you do that, of how you bring spirit into physical. And that is tapped and connected to the feminine energy, to the feminine creation of reality. So doing it from the masculine, that's one side, but now to manifest 100 times faster, we have got to connect into that feminine energy. And now I'm going to give you a connection power right here, right now. You're in. Yes, we are spirit, the spirit within me. I want you to hold your body right now. Put a hand on your womb, a hand on your heart. Yes, thank you for my creative power. Yes, thank you for my knowing, for the knowing in the cells of my DNA of how to bring spirit and imagination into reality. I activate that right now. I allow the cells of my body, the cellular memory, to teach me how to bring money into my business, resourcefulness into my business, clients into my business, creativity into my vision. I allow myself to receive that power and to make things manifest. Yes? I need to drink some water on that one, baby. And I'm drinking a lot these days. Yes. All right. So let's begin. In a world where there's a Me Too movement, where there's domestic violence, where there is the blonde woman with the thigh gap wishing that she had a booty like Kim Kardashian, where there's Kim Kardashian booties wishing that they had lighter skin, where there are black women bleaching their skin so that they can look lighter and get better jobs. In a world that spills and spends millions of dollars to make you as a woman feel like you're not enough and that you should shape this body. Look, I love beauty. I love my body. I work myself in the gym, but that stuff is bullshit and it takes you out of alignment with your superpower. Okay? So Cleopatra had a room dedicated in her home to makeup because she saw it as an act of magic. And the reason she saw it as an act of magic is because she believed this temple, this body, was the meeting place for God. Right? What is a temple? It's in every religion, it's a place that you go to meet God, to have a spiritual connection with your highest self. Well, guess what? This temple is the place that you meet God. It is God happening. It is part of God as an expression of infinite intelligence, of the highest creator, whatever you want to call it, squeezed into a body. So take your body and go, yes, I love my body. I love this temple. Okay? And so today's rule is no more talking down to your body, because you cannot be out of alignment with your body. You cannot be hating your body. You cannot be going, ooh, I hate you. Ooh, wrinkles. Ooh, you cannot do that and expect that you're going to manifest all the things that you're going to manifest, because you're out of alignment. Right? So we got to get in alignment. That's number one in Femme Magic. All right. And think about how much has tried to keep you out of it. Like I told you, I was raped. I was molested. That made me want to leave my body and not be in it. It made me go to things like bulimia. It made me hate myself. Okay. But the magic has been coming right back in and going, no, I am here. I am here. I rule this temple. I rule this body. I take sovereign control, and I say, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Put your hand on your heart. Put your hand on your womb. I love you. Say, I love you. I'm committed to love you every single day in every way. I will speak glorious things over you. I will love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for giving me a place to live as a spirit in this spiritual game. Thank you for the opportunity to express, to grind, to build, to grow, to glow, to adventure, to rest, to make love, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? And so I'm coming to the end of my time, so I'm going to give you a quick exercise from my book that's on Amazon, Majestic Money. Danielle, I'm glad you felt that. Look, when you take a bath today, I want you to wash yourself, and I want you to make a new commitment. Bathe your sacred temple, your manifesting temple, and I want you to tell it, I love you. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you for all the people you've let me touch, the monkey bars you let me climb, the babies you let me hold. Thank you. Forgive me for the way that I've talked to you and treated you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Thank you for all the things you've let me hold, right? And you're going to do that with every part of your body. This is going to bring the cash in. This is because you cannot receive what you don't feel worthy of. All right, you cannot allow yourself to receive what you don't feel worthy of. Also, if you hate your body, you cannot hear the divine inklings that are telling you where you're meant to go next. You can't hear the no's. You can't hear the yeses when you're hating it, because guess what? Then you're not trusting it. You're not loving it. The relationship is not good with it. And that absolutely impacts the relationship that you have to money and what you allow yourself to receive. Okay? Okay? And yes, the book, you just started reading the book. Okay, so that's my offer. You can go to Amazon right now. 99 cents all month long is the ebook version of my book, Majestic Money, the 30-day Femme Manifesting Game. Women have manifested their dream homes, their dream car down to the peacock color, money, lattes, men. They've manifested so many things, but the thing they got most was their queendom, their right to be, their right to create, their right as the queen of their queendom to co-create with other queens on this planet. And I want to invite you to do the same. Majestic Money. Yep. And you can get the paperback. Also on my page, there's someone hosting, and I'll pop in there, a 30-day book club. Pop-up book club. It starts tomorrow, Thursday, and it's just an accountability place, another place to meet women and men. Men are reading this too, and to connect with each other. And on my page, there are people doing book clubs around the book, especially with the ebook being 99 cents, and they're creating engagement and content inside of their groups and using it as like a way to build stuff inside of their group. So you're so welcome to do that. I would love, love, love to know your feedback, and if you know how this impacts you. It's been really impactful so far. Now, I'm going to set an intention for you. So on Amazon, you can also see the links on my page, okay? I'm going to set an intention for you right now. So those of you who want to, here you go, Majestic Money, the 30-day Femme Manifesting Game. It's on Amazon. So you can get the ebook for 99 cents. All right. And thank you so much. I'm going to read all these comments. I know I'm flying past them, and I've got to wrap. So I want to say a little prayer, an intention. Okay. So just put your hand on your heart, your hand on your womb. All right. Divine Creator, Spirit of all living things, the highest source. I call on your attention, guidance, presence, activation, and wisdom as we create this sacred vortex right here, right now. I declare every single woman that watches this replay and that is watching right now, that we allow ourselves to receive the divinity that we are, the truth that we are. We allow ourselves with grace and ease to release anything that no longer serves us. I call our businesses blessed. I call our minds blessed. I call our bodies blessed. We now, right now, call in the middle of whatever chaos, COVID-19 or any other chaos. We call in our right to prosper, our right to peace, our right to prosperity, and we call it in by taking sacred, divine, intuitive actions consistently, day after day after day, and we allow ourselves to see ourselves the way that you, our highest creator, does. We call it done, and so it is. All right, beauties, thank you so much. So much. I've got to go because I promised to go after 30 minutes. I'll be back with you next week, and we're going to do another activation. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Feel free to reach out to me. I hope you get the book. Lots of love.